Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth and Josiah with Toby K Patterns again. This time we're going to show you how to do the snap placement on the hood and collar of the Kodiak Crossover hoodie sweater pattern. This is the pattern piece, as you may recognize. The snap placement is not really intuitive if you're trying to think ahead in terms of how it gets folded over, since you're doing snaps on both the lining and the main, and then one side gets crossed over on top of the other. It gets pretty confusing and you can kind of start second guessing yourself. So we decided to make the video just to make it nice and clear and easy. So my pattern piece here, we have the legend here. The squares are the grommet locations, and we're not doing that right now. Circle is snap location for the main, and then there's only one on the main fabric, and then the hexagon here is the lining snap location to go on the lining fabric, and there are two of those. Over here I have my two male snaps, the ones that stick up. Those are the ones that are going on the lining, and I have a female snap here to go on the main fabric. Over here I have the other female snap that's going to go on bodice B right above the zipper later on, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So these are the three snaps that I am going to need. I also have a pen for marking. I have my awl. I have some pins to show you how to easily transfer markings onto your fabric. My snap pliers and a fingernail clippers to help with making sure that the snaps go in well. I'll explain that in a little bit. So, we have our pattern piece. This is step 5 in the tutorial for the hood, and step 11 for the collar. So we've already assembled the hood with the center piece. You can see there, I've got both sides of the hood and the center. And I have it laying inside out, so that the right side is inside, the wrong side is up. You can see I've already attached my interfacing here, and I'm going to show you how I figured out that location. I have it facing up and to the left, just like my pattern piece. I'm going to line it up at the bottom here, and you can use your awl if you want, since you're poking a hole in the fabric anyway, but for most markings, what you would want to do so you don't leave a giant hole in your fabric is to use a pin. And again, with the main fabric, I just want the circle, just the one snap. So I'm going to stick my pin right there in the middle and lift up that one layer of fabric and turn it over. So I have my pin sticking through there. I'm going to take my pen and mark the location where the pin came through, so I can see that on that side. And then you can take your other pin and stick it right back through, pull off your pattern and the other pin, and that is a great way to transfer markings for darts, snaps, what have you. I'm going to mark on this side then where the pin comes back through. Now I can remove my pin, and I have a marking on both the right and wrong side of my fabric. So after that, I just took a small square of fusible interfacing and I press it on that hole. The interfacing doesn't have to be exactly centered or anything like that. You can cut it as big or as small as you want. It's simply to add that extra reinforcement so your snap doesn't pull through your fabric. I've done the same thing on my lining fabric here. Again, I have it inside out, facing left, just like my pattern piece. I've already added the interfacing here, so again what I did was I stuck the pins through, made the markings in these two hexagons here, and then put the interfacing on the wrong side of the fabric. And I'm just going to double mark that there so I know where my snaps will go. So you can see I was kind of sloppy and they're not centered. That doesn't matter. The next step is to apply the snaps. So I'm going to set up my pieces just like we have them in the tutorial. So I've got my main fabric here, and I have it open now. If you'll recall, it's this side that has the snap marking, and then I have my lining here, and I'm going to set that up exactly the same way so you can see it just as it is in the tutorial. Now I'm going to do my main fabric first, so I'm going to take my female snap, the back and the front, all my snap pliers and the clippers. Take the awl and make a hole where that my marking is, and then place the back of the snap through that hole that I just made with the awl. Here's what the fingernail clippers is here for. If you've ever had a problem when you're making a snap and you get it kind of smushed to the side and it doesn't snap well, it's because your prong is too long. Unless your fabric is pretty thick, if you're using a regular size 20 snap, I usually end up having to snip the tip just a little bit. Snip that off. Do that after I push it through because it gets rid of the pointed edge. It's easier to push through when it's not snipped. I'm going to place the female side over the top and use my pliers to press it into place. Alright, next we're going to do the lining. We have our two spots here. Take my awl, push it through the marking. Can't really see it too well on the front side, but that's okay because we have the back marked on the inner facing. Take the back, put it through, snip the tip, add the male end, the one that sticks up more, and it's ready to apply. We have one more. Make your hole, put the back through, snip, add the top, and press. And there we have one female snap. When the hood main fabric is facing up, it's on the right side. When the lining fabric is facing up, we have two male snaps on the right side. And that is your placement. The next step I'm going to do is to put the hood lining and main fabric right sides together, lining up all of the seams, and I am going to sew along the front here all the way around to attach it and then flip it right side out. Alright, I have my hood pieces right sides together and I've serged all the way around the front, as you can see. I'm going to flip it right side out and put my lining inside the hood. You can press this to get it nice and crisp and top stitch it. Keep everything in place. But you'll see my snap pieces, my snaps are in place. Here's the lining. This is male snap A on the tutorial, and this is male snap B on the tutorial. On the main fabric you have female snap A, which attaches to male snap A, like that. And then your hood goes together like so. Male snap B is going to attach just above the zipper on bodice B later on. So for now, your hood is done and you have your snaps in the correct place. Thanks for watching.